Hi there to the shareholders of Perennial Real Estate. And we know that it is undergoing a voluntary cash offer. And my role here is to explain to you the key points about this cash offer to help you digest this 18 pages long offer document so that you have a better idea what this is all about. Okay, so of course, the very first thing that you should know is how much are you going to get if you accept the offer. That's 95 cents in cash. Okay, and some other important things. The next thing is about the dividends because the company has announced a cash dividend of zero point 0.2 cents per share for the last year financial year. Okay, and basically what they are trying to say over here is that if you accept the offer and entitled the dividends, you will still be uh, you still be given the dividends at the end of the day. All right, so they did say that the offerer will pay an amount equal to the final dividend, right, for such offer shares. Okay, so which means you don't need to worry that, oh, if I accept the offer, I won't get the dividend, right? So they have promised you that you'll still be entitled. So that 95 cents is independent of the dividends that they have promised. Okay, and there's a minimum acceptance offer. Okay, so this is the condition. All right, this is the condition. Basically what they're trying to say is that this offer will not be valid if they don't receive 90% of the shares in the company. Okay, so once they cross this 90% means the offer will be unconditional. All right, before 90% it is conditional, which means if let's say you have accepted the offer but other shareholders didn't accept the offer and they didn't meet this 90% mark, then this whole offer will be lapsed. Okay, you will not be valid anymore, and which means you will not receive the 95 cents per share. All right, so uh, this is the condition for the offer to go through. They need to get at least 90% of the shares. Okay, and let's look at who are the offerer. It is a consortium. Okay, and quite powerhouse individuals like this guy, Mr. Kwok Kun Hong. He's the CEO of Wilmar, okay, and he's a billionaire in Singapore. And we also have Ron Sim, who is the founder for OSIM and also another billionaire. And Hua Sik-wan is the CEO of Perennial Real Estate. Okay, so which means they are quite influential and very rich in to make this offer to delist it. Okay, and let's take a look the next part. All right. Okay, the next important part is here. Basically, what they're trying to say is that they have 82% of the shares already, and which means they are pretty close to their 90% mark that we talked about just now. Okay, and in Singapore, once you cross that 90% mark, you are not allowed to stay listed on the Singapore Exchange because that's the listing rules. So once they cross the 90% mark, they have the powers to decide to delist the company. Okay, and of course there are some other conditions which I will explain a little bit more. All right, regarding the rules. Okay, so you can see they also explain why they want to do this, etc. So these are probably more of for your information. Okay, and this is the price chart of Perennial Real Estate in the past 4 years, right, from 2016 to 2020. So you can see the offer at 95 cent is the highest in the past 4 years. Okay, and the share price have about dropped almost half. Okay, since then, and you can say that it's quite a good upside, right? So you get to sell at a 4 year high at this 95 cents. Okay, but you must also understand that the value of the company, because this is a property company, which means the book value of the company will be more relevant, um, and their book value is currently around 150 plus, right, $1.50 plus cents per share. So which means at 95 cents the offerer will still get a discount to the value of the company, right? So which means it's more like a middle ground. You have to give them some discount if you want to accept this offer, right, to the value of the company. But at the same time, you can exit at almost a premium, right, a sizable premium at a 4-year high based on the prevailing share price that is trading around 50 plus cents. Okay, so likely this offer, I would say, is somewhere in the middle. All right, somewhere in the middle. You have to give away some of the value, all right, in order to accept this offer of a higher price than the prevailing share price. All right, so that would be probably the key decision that you have to make. Okay, and there's this important part known as a compulsory acquisition rights. So in other words, the offerer, right, if they receive 90% of the remaining shares in issue, right, not the 90% mark, okay, so which means now they own 82%, they don't own another 18%, all right. If they get 90% of these 18% shares, okay, then they will have these rights to compulsorily acquire all the offer shares, right, even if you didn't accept the offer. Okay, so even if you don't accept the offer, once this condition has been met, they can compulsory acquire your share even if you rejected the offer, right? Or you didn't accept the offer. So this is the condition, and they did say they have this intention to exercise the right, right? And then they will also proceed to delist the company from SGX. Okay, so the intention is very clear. They have made known to you this is what they are going to do. All right, and I think that given their very high ownership level at 82% and a decent offer of 95 cents, right, a good premium from the prevailing share price, I do think that the chances of them activating these compulsory acquisition rights is very high, right? The conditions is very likely to have been met. Okay, so there will be more information that will be submitted to you, all right, the offer document, okay, that's the important one. So they will give you more details, especially the dates will be very important. They will tell you um, when is the deadline to accept the offer, and if your shares is held by CDP, that date is as they stated. Okay, but if your shares are held in a custodian account on your brokers, please note that usually the acceptance dates will be brought forward than the stated date in the offer document. So do look out for your the letters from your brokers.